Welcome to our tutorial about the Rectangle tool. Let's begin by creating a new SolidWorks part document. OK. Now I'm going to insert a sketch on the top plane. Up here is the Rectangle tool. If I click on the flyout arrow, I see 5 subtools. I'm going to demonstrate all of these in this lesson, starting with the corner rectangle. In the Property Manager, we see that the corner rectangle is already selected. And we can change subtools right from this Property Manager. Just click on one of the other icons. It becomes darker when it's selected. The icon shows us how to place both points. The first click represents a first corner of the rectangle. In the graphic area, our cursor is now a pencil with a rectangle underneath it. The first click places the first corner of the rectangle, and the feedback gives us the approximate size of the rectangle, about 172 millimeters in the X direction, and about 60 millimeters in the Y direction. The second click establishes the second corner of the rectangle. The next method is the centered rectangle. The first click establishes the center point of the rectangle. Here we see a preview of the rectangle as well as feedback. The second click establishes the size. Next is the 3-point rectangle subtool. The first click establishes the first corner, the second click establishes the length, and the third click establishes the width. The fourth subtool is the 3-point centered rectangle. By the way, you don't have to use an existing point for a centered rectangle. You can just select any point in the graphic area. The first click establishes the center of the rectangle, the second click establishes a corner, and the preview appears in dotted line, with feedback telling us about the distance and angle of our mousing. The third click establishes the width of the rectangle. Our last option is a parallelogram. I'm going to place the first point, the second point. The preview gives me some feedback, distance and angle of our movements from the last point, and click 3 completes the geometry. Let's click OK to exit the tool, and let's exit our sketch. And this concludes our lesson about the Rectangle tool.